Hello, everybody. Mike Allen here, and welcome to On the Air. Tonight's guest, James Girod. Very, very vocal about a lot of the stuff that's going on. And we're going to talk to him about that stuff, plus his upcoming presidential bid as an independent candidate for the presidency of the United States. I look forward to having him on the show. He will be here with us as soon as we get right back after these messages. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air.
Say goodbye to payroll hassles with professional services from K&L Payroll Services. Now you can trust your payroll is in good hands. There is nothing better than personal attention from a trusted advisor who knows your business. Get more for your money with K&L Payroll Services. Call today at 888-979-6660 for honest savings on payroll services. That's K&L Payroll Services.
There is nothing in this world that can make or break your day like a comfortable pair of shoes. And if you're a woman like me, then the perfect shoes are as seductive as the perfect full-bodied wine coupled with a smooth, dark Belgian chocolate. Or a steaming hot bubble bath at the end of a long day. Let's be real, ladies. The perfect pair of shoes can even be better than spine-tingling, bone-melting, body-shivering. Well, you know what I mean. So, where do you get your perfect pair of shoes? Savvy Souls, where chic meets comfort at the intersection of satisfaction, swank, and trendy. Go to www.forsavvysouls.com for 50 to 70% off on the latest spring styles, or find them on Facebook today.
Do you want a better future for your family and yourself? Now you can advance your current career or begin a new career and command a bigger paycheck by earning a fully accredited online degree. Study when and where you want. Tens of thousands of adults are doing it now. You can too. Best of all, financial aid is available for all those who qualify. For free, no obligation information on online degree programs, visit collegescholarships.com or speak with an educational advisor at 844-353-1800. Why wait? Visit collegescholarships.com or call 844-353-1800 right now. The information is free and it can change your life.
Are you looking to buy prescription eyeglasses? Family owned and operated iframepros.com is your online store for prescription eyeglasses. Select the eyewear of your choice from our variety of frames, fill out the prescription information, and place your order in no time. After this quick and easy process, you'll receive your prescription glasses in a few days. All major credit cards accepted. Visit us at iframepros.com. That's EYEFramePros.com. See what you are missing.
Come join me, Matt Hazley, your host for Straight Talk, where we will take a journey into the deepest regions of your mind. Yeah, right. Nah, just kidding. Join me every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where every topic is fair game. Only on Arm Radio, home of the big guns.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Mike Allen, and this is On the Air. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by K&L Services. If you have a company and you're just getting loaded down by all that boring paperwork, give them a call, knlservices.com. They not only will come into your business and become a partner with you, but they'll handle all your payroll, taxes, inventory taxes, basically all the paperwork you're getting bogged down doing instead of out and growing your business. KNLServices.com, and they'll help you out. They're located out east, but they will work nationwide. And hey, as a big guy myself, and used to be in law enforcement, I always trust a fat cop when it comes to food. We got a new sponsor for Armed Radio. Go to eat24.com. Just enter your location, put in your zip code, and you can pick from dozens of local places, all within driving distance of your home. That way, if you get hungry, don't feel like going out, don't feel like making the drive, go to eat24.com, and they will find a restaurant that will deliver to you. Convenient, fast, and oh so good. Go to eat.com, go there, make your order, and get to eating. Well, welcome back. We have a guest coming on the show tonight. He is very colorful, I think, as I'm going to describe him. And we're going to get him on the air right now on the KNL Services Celebrity Hotline. Let's see if he'll pick up. And his name is James Girod. Hello. James, how you doing, sir?
I'm there. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, you're out in California, is that correct?
I am.
James is out in California. He's actually goes by another name, Santiago de la Rosa. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Santiago which is out of Santa Rosa. I live on Santa Rosa Street.
Yeah.
And I'm changing it to be in solidarity with my Hispanic brothers and sisters. And it becomes finalized on July 18th.
So if you come back on the show after July 18th, you will no longer be James Girod. You'll be Santiago de la Rosa. You got to roll the R.
That's all right. You can just call me Santiago Rosa for short.
Santiago Rosa for short. Fantastic. Now, you've obviously been very active politically. You also ran for another office out there in California. What office was that?
I ran for sheriff at Riverside County. The election was June 3rd. Unbeknownst to me, write-in candidates were supposed to have been certified on May 20th. I pretty much decided to run around May 20th, and apparently I wasn't certified, so all the people that supported me and helped get out the vote for me, our votes did not count.
Didn't count. Okay, so are you going to run for that office again?
Nope, I'm running for President of the United States.
President of the United States. Now, are you affiliated with a party, or are you independent?
No, I would like to be affiliated with either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, and I'm offering either one of them an opportunity to work for me. I want the party that will deliver me the White House. So you're not a liberal or a conservative. Well, what would you classify yourself? I'm a registered Green Party member. I've been registered as a Democrat, and I was born a Republican, and I expect I'll probably die a Republican as well. All right, so you're Green Party. Why don't you run on the Green Party's ticket? They don't have enough clout and moxie in this country, and I'd rather run with one of the big boys because I am, in fact, one of the big boys. How about a Libertarian candidate? Not enough? Well, I certainly appreciate the Libertarian platform, and I am at my deepest level a Libertarian. However, they're kind of in the same position of the Green Party. You have to either run as a Republican or a Democrat to win the White House. Ross Perot pretty much showed us that one. Okay, so what is... for being horsed. No, not at all. Not at all. If you need to take a break or take a drink of water, just let me know. I'm ready for you. I got 2 hours scheduled for you. Okay. And I'll use it up as much as you want me to use it. Sounds good. Now, what motivated... Now, running for President of the United States not only is very... not everybody can, but not everybody wants to put the time and effort and money into that. What is your game plan? 2016 is only 2 years away. Some would say you're kind of getting a late start. What are you doing right now? Well, I'm doing it to move the conversation forward into becoming more nonviolent and very pro-human rights and acknowledging the individual as the integral component of the American system, and I'd like to disarm governments and disarm corporations and put them in their proper place. So if I'm even able to move the conversation in that direction, I'll consider my candidacy a success.
A success, okay.
Now, if President Obama can run as a community activist and be a senator for 2 years and win the presidency, my experience, I feel, is much more wide in breadth and much more sincere than his. And not being an attorney and not being a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, I feel as a private citizen with a long history in community activism and running my own business and being a yoga teacher, laugh as you might on that.
Hey, I do
feel
yoga.
I'm much more qualified
James,
than even President Bill.
James, let me tell you, every morning I get up, I skipped today, but I do a yoga routine. And that's tough.
That's the ticket, isn't it?
It kicks your butt, man. I tell you, I've done a lot of workouts. Really yoga kicks your butt.
Yeah,
all right, now we've got listeners.
Marines that said it was harder than boot camp, and I've been a certified Bikram yoga instructor since 2002. I've been practicing it almost on a daily basis since 1994. And you won't find a more dedicated yoga practitioner and a more sincere and
James,
better teachers than me. Let's just put it that way. But you won't find one more dedicated to your health.
Well, James, if you do win, I want you to have the Congress and the House doing yoga.
Well, I will, and they can do it. They can do it sitting in their chair.
Absolutely.
And
hey,
they don't have to get the leotards on or go to Lululemon and spend a fortune. Everybody can go down to a public library and check out a yoga book or a yoga tape and start doing it at home right now.
There's some elected officials that I cannot even imagine without getting sick to my stomach being in yoga pants. That would be me too. I don't do the yoga pants, but hold on just a minute. Folks, if you're out there listening right now, I see we got a lot of listeners. There's two ways that you can type in questions to ask James. One is through Facebook. Just go to my page or James's page if he's got Facebook up right now and type a question in. Or you can go to Twitter at tired_lions_fan and tag it Armed Radio. Send me your questions. Now, James, running a presidential campaign, obviously you've got to have a few things in line. One is just getting the word out. How can people go to support your campaign? What do you have set up right now for contributions or for just getting your platform out? Where can people go?
Well, the good news is I'm not taking donations at this time. I'm funding my campaign completely by myself. I've got about roughly $60,000 in retirement money, and that should get me through the next 2 or 3 months until I establish what I feel is necessary with the County of Riverside to pass their muster. Apparently, I need to get X amount of people to sign a petition. I need to set up a separate bank account. I need to do all sorts of things to get things in order so that I'm able to take donations. And I would take donations, but I'm not asking that people take a tax write-off. On that, I don't want any advantage or people to take advantage of the system. I want people to basically donate money to me or give me money with the understanding that they need to trust me. I have taken a vow of poverty. I don't spend less than $10,000 a year on myself. Everything else that comes in, I donate or give away to other people. The nice thing about not owning anything and not earning very much money is that even though people might want to see me, there's nothing for them to get. So it actually makes me incredibly powerful because I get to say exactly what I want. And no one can sue me because I don't have anything.
I guess that's a good way of looking at it.
So wonderful.
But obviously you have a platform.
I do.
And we'll get into that in the next segment because I want to spend a whole segment on it. But right now, part of running for president, whether you like it or not, is you got to get the word out. So what can we do here at Armed Radio as part of coming on the show? We're going to help you. We're going to at least spread the word. It doesn't cost any money. Social media is extremely powerful. We've got a huge audience right now. They can go to any web pages that you've set up or any place that you've set up so people can find out more about Santiago de la Rosa. or James Girod right now.
Well, just call me Santiago Rosa. That's going to be easier.
Okay, so
at this point.
So presidential candidate Santiago Rosa, where can people go to find out more about you? Maybe find out more about your platforms. Do you have obviously you have a Facebook page? Where else do you have a web page set up yet?
I do have one, I believe. I'll have to check on it. I just set it up yesterday. It's I think it's sent. Yeah, I believe it is. I'm a politician. It's Santiago de Santa, DESANTA space Rosa. All right? And the other way to do it, really, the best way right now for the next few days, is just go on to my website, or my Facebook page, James Girod, G-I-R. Excuse me, O-D. That's Girod. And just like me. That's all you got to do. Just click like, and then I know that I'm being supported, and that's good enough for me right now. You can also go, if you want to really donate a little money to the cause and be entertained, I have a YouTube channel, and that's Luke, L-U-K-E space, Warm Sands. So Warm Sands is actually a neighborhood in Palm Springs. It's predominantly a gay neighborhood. And I don't live in the vortex or the middle of it. I live on the edge, and so it's called Luke Warm Sands. And it's 3 separate words, Lukewarm Sands. And it's a YouTube channel, and it pretty much shows every movie I've been making since I decided to run for sheriff and whatnot. I would say April 15th is when I started making these films. They're shot in real time. I don't edit them down. They're just shot as they are. And I think there's 13 or 14 of them at this point. So if you watch them, I basically get income off of the advertising off of them.
Okay, so those are the places people can go and find out more about you.
Right, and what I'm doing and what I stand for.
Now, you say you retired. What did you do for a living before you retired?
Well, I was I've done everything under the sun, really. I'm not very mechanically minded, but I have a pretty good eye. I started waiting tables for many years. Even when I got my college degree at San Diego State, I got a business administration degree with a focus in marketing in 1986. And I continued to wait tables until about 1991 because the money was quite good. And then I got a master's in education from Portland State University. I began public school teacher for 7 years, I believe, more or less. And then I moved to South Florida and worked as a director of a community-based organization through Florida Atlantic University. And after that, I got certified to teach yoga, and then that was about the time Madonna discovered yoga. I'd already been doing it for about 10 years. And I basically caught the wave, and I was able to teach yoga all over the world and help open up schools. And my focus was Bikram yoga because I was just so grateful for that particular style of yoga. It worked incredibly well for me. I was able to reduce my blood pressure from 220 over 120, which is, pretty horrible. And I got it down to 110 over 70 in 6 weeks. And I'd only lost about 10 pounds. But anyway, it really worked for me. It kind of lit my fire and got me going again. And so I just basically started teaching yoga and couch surfing and cleaning people's houses wherever I went. And if you leave a place clean, better for having been there, they always invite you back. So I was able to travel the world. I've been around the world 6 times in about 6 years, and it probably didn't cost me more than $10,000.
Wow, that's pretty good. Well, we're going to break for a commercial.
I'm pretty proud of that.
We're going to break for a commercial. One of the things when you call in to this show is that you'll be able to hear all the commercials. The only thing is you can't talk. Because you're on the same channel. So I know you're on your phone, but if you just cover your phone with your hand and you can listen to the commercials, and when we come back out of commercial, we're going to talk about
and I'll support all your sponsors, no problem.
And we're going to also, when we come out of commercial, we're going to talk about your platform next and some of those things. Right. So go ahead and mute up, and we'll run some commercials and be right back. We're talking to James Girod, who has decided to run for president of the United States, and we're going to help him get the word out for that, plus come back and find out a little bit more about the man and what he's up to and how and what his vision is for the country. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air. We'll be right back after these messages.
Say goodbye to payroll hassles with professional services from K&L Payroll Services. Now you can trust your payroll is in good hands. There is nothing better than personal attention from a trusted advisor who knows your business. Get more for your money with K&L Payroll Services. Call today at 888-979-6660 for honest savings on payroll services. That's K&L Payroll Services.
Glastic water bottle, a shatterproof glass water bottle. It's great for any liquid because everything tastes best in glass. A leak-proof lid you can close and toss on the couch without worry. Chances are it won't ever break, but if it does, no worries. The glass is safely contained inside a protective outer shell, so you won't have a dangerous mess to clean up. You can safely remove the broken glass and get replacements. Go to GlasticWaterBottle.com to get your very own Glastic bottle today. That's GlasticWaterBottle.com. GLASSTIC waterbottle.com. What are you waiting for?
Whether building, expanding, or remodeling, the name in site work is Savino Contracting. Experts in demolition, excavation, sewer and septic tank installation, and site prep. Get in touch on Twitter at Savino Contract or call 508-989-0960 or email to evsavino@yahoo.com. Savino Contracting has what it takes to get the job done.
Introducing Fast Locksmith, a locally owned mobile locksmith service providing 24 hours assistance in the Washington, D.C. area. We have very affordable prices and our customer service is amazing. Our service includes house, commercial property, office, automotive lockouts, safes, and more. Call today to get a quote at 888-959-8984 or visit us online at fastlocksmithdc.com. That's fastlocksmithdc.com.
Hey, do you buy American? Do you know why it's important? Have you taken the time to understand the purchase choices you make every day affects our tomorrow? Did you know if we all make 5% of our purchases each year with USA-made products, you'll help create American-made jobs nationwide and even in your community? If the majority of us can, we'll create 1 million new jobs. AmeriMerch.com is committed to the success of America and American families. Their unique website only promotes the sales of American companies and businesses' high-quality products from all over the U.S. for consumers all over the world to enjoy. You'll definitely want to check it out. They have amazing products you've never seen and are truly 100% made in the USA.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. Tune into Channel Austin on June 21st as Enlightened Warriors in partnership with Emos to bring you the very best in amateur mixed martial arts. The Jiu-Jitsu tournament starts at 8 a.m. with Enlightened Warriors bell time 7 p.m. This event sanctioned by Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Tickets available at frontgatetickets.com. All right, folks, welcome back to the show. Again, this show is brought to you tonight in part by KNL Services. Go to knlservices.com. Let them help your small business today. Also, if you're hungry, find local restaurants in your area that deliver. Go to GoEat24.com. Enter your location on the website and take your pick from dozens of local places to eat. They'll bring their food right to your front door. Convenient, fast, and oh so good. Go to Eat24.com and have yourself a meal. On the line, we have James Girod, who very shortly will be changing his name officially to Santiago de Santa Rosa. And he's running for President of the United States in 2016. Welcome back, James. Or Santiago, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I'll go. You can call me Jimmy if you want. Doesn't bother me at all.
There's gonna be a transition period, I'm sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, good deal. If all of you out there listening right now, go to my page, Mike Allen, find Santiago. I keep tripping over this. Santiago de Santa Rosa. Go ahead and like his page and follow him on Facebook so you can keep up with what's going on in his presidential campaign. One of the things that presidents do, or presidential candidates do, is you have to get the word out of what you stand for, what's going to make people want to stand with you and vote you into the position of leadership over them. So let's just take a few things one at a time. I want your comments about each one, and we'll just go from there. One of the biggest things in the news right now is our hold on, I just got a poke from Matt Hazley again. I forgot about one of our sponsors, Zenity TV. Zenity TV is a cable box that you put in your house, and you can watch tons of internet movies and also all your TV channels and stuff like that. They are another sponsor. Go to xunity.tv, find out about them, and I'll be talking about them a little later too. Thank you, Matt, for reminding me about that. We got a whole lot of sponsors here at Armed Radio Global, and we do appreciate every one of them. Now, back to James Girod. Let's take one issue at a time. One that seems to be a hot-button topic right now with... it's all over the news. The propaganda that we call news is guns in America. The Second Amendment specifically, it seems to has polarized the country into two factions. Of course, the law-abiding gun owners, and then the anti-gun crowd that thinks, that's against guns. Basically, doesn't think anybody should own any guns, and that if we got rid of all guns, that all our problems would go away. So, as president, where do you stand on that, and what area of the country are you going to be supporting in that?
Well, first of all, I'm a constitutionalist. I don't think you'll find a better document in the world. I will say the South African Constitution is probably a little bit more enlightened, but it's based on the U.S. Constitution. And if there's any daylight between the U.S. Constitution and the South African one, then it's up to us as Americans to make those changes. As far as gun ownership is concerned, I would be the last person to stand in the way of any American owning a gun. I personally have never owned a gun, and I hope to never have to own a gun. That being said, many of my relatives and many of my friends and my neighbors own guns, and I feel perfectly safe with them owning guns. The issue I have around gun ownership is not the individual law-abiding citizen owning a gun. My issue is when corporations and governments own guns and use guns with impunity and immunity from prosecution. So when our military or police departments or our corporate bigwigs, I believe his name is Eric Prince, who actually had to move to Dubai because he couldn't stand the heat of the Constitution here at home, when those outfits, and I do strongly believe that case Sumi made, that there are organized criminal syndicates that use gun power and sheer force of weight, ammunitions, whatnot, to coerce innocent people to do things they don't want to do, including innocent Americans. So if we're able to disarm corporations through going after their charters, because states sanction corporations to do the public good. And when they don't do that, the states have a right through the electorate to basically unincorporate corporations. And
so are you talking about,
as well as voters?
Just to be clear, are you talking about like business corporations, or are you talking about corporations like police departments, which are more civil?
I'm talking about any government outfit or any corporation that abuses the privilege of gun ownership.
So give me an example. Give me an example of a corporation that you're talking about.
I'm sorry?
Give me an example of a corporation that you're talking about.
A corporation that uses gun power or any sort of ammunitions power, such as General Atomics, and producing 30,000 drones to be released in U.S. skies in the next 18 months, is a criminal activity. They're spying on Americans. They're able to arm those drones and use them against the populace. And the U.S. citizen had no right or say in that happening. The FAA was issued a mandate to approve of it, and there was no governmental oversight by any citizen. It was just pushed through Congress because lobbyists through General Dynamics pushed it through, and all of a sudden we're going to have 30,000
but General Dynamics doesn't use those against us. The United States government contracts General Dynamics to create those things, to buy from them. I'm just, as a voter, if I'm going to vote for you, I want to be clear. You want to do away. So basically, you want to do away with General Dynamics' ability to create weapons for the United States government. Okay. So where would our armed forces then be able to get the hardware they need to be be able to defend the country?
Terrorism or whatnot.
Yeah.
First of all, we don't need the military. And we have 634, I believe, military installations spread throughout the world in 38 countries. There's only one other country in the world that has a military installation outside of its sovereign land, and that's Russia, and that happens to be in Syria. That's why it's such a problem right now. The Russians do not want to give up their last military base in Syria. The USA, on the other hand, is the only country in the world that has military bases outside of its own country, and the 634 military installations in 38 countries. That's an imperial nation. That's a country that runs basically a criminal syndicate.
So as president,
every avenue, every sea lane, every airspace in the world.
Okay, so as president,
the permission of other players in the world.
Okay, so as president, you would ramp down our military.
Absolutely.
What would be a good size for our military under your leadership as president? What is your vision on that?
I want Americans to be safe. I want Americans to be able to engage in free trade in every corner of the world. But I don't want to do it by sheer force and intimidation. That's patently wrong. We should do it as Americans because we're proud of the work that we do, and that people want to do business with us because we're good business people. We should not force ourselves in other countries. And when we build military bases in the Muslim world, and they react against it by becoming terrorists, I don't see much difference between that and Geronimo doing the same thing in the Southwest. We're basically shoving our ideology and our way of life and our lifestyle into places where we don't belong. It's none of our business. And so then those countries react and create a whole network of terrorists or guerrillas to do their bidding. And we won't be able to win that war until every last Muslim is dead. That's unacceptable. Muslims have a right to believe what they want to believe in. Am I a Muslim? Absolutely not. I'm a Christian. But a Christian loves everybody, including Muslims. And Muslims love everybody, too, including Christians. We can certainly get along, and we don't need our governments playing the criminal syndicate game of forcing ourselves to do things we don't want to do. The U.S. government is in Afghanistan right now fighting a dirty war to corner the opium market so they can get ill-gotten drug profits to prosecute whatever they want to prosecute around the world and use those profits without government oversight. That's what criminal syndicates do. All you got to do is watch Jeremy Scahill's movie Dirty Wars, and you'll be appalled at why our young men are dying in Afghanistan. And when they're done and they spit them back on the streets of Palm Springs because their base is in 29 Palms, and you see these destroyed men who have killed people that they didn't want to kill, and they can't get the mental health services they deserve. It makes you literally want to vomit. And that's all for getting opium cornered on the market in Afghanistan, so they have a secret plan. It's not secret at all. 30% of the Iranian male population is addicted to opium. And the way to control the Iranians is not too unlike how they controlled the Chinese during the Balkan Rebellion. So this is a dark, dirty, nasty, despicable secret. And in the interim, grandmothers and small children are being killed indiscriminately by drones, including a young 16-year-old Denver, born in America, U.S. citizen that President Obama himself ordered the killing of in one of his Tuesday morning meetings. His press secretary was fired because he told the press that that young man died on the mere fact that he had an unsuitable father. Well, I would offer you that most Americans have unsuitable fathers, including President Obama. And if that's an excuse to kill people, I want to tell you right now, that's not the America I grew up in, and that's not the America I'm going to live in. And I'm going to do everything, including speaking my last breath, on how we have to stop this heinous, heinous travesty. And the first thing that can happen is President Obama and Hillary and everybody who sat in that meeting that offed Osama bin Laden should be taken down for war crimes, because that was a paralegal act against the sovereign state of Pakistan, and they killed a man in cold blood. And they also killed a domestic servant, a slave, a woman that remains nameless until today. And she doesn't even have a last name. Her name is Bushra. And she was killed. Now, you tell me, if John Wayne walked into that building or Clint Eastwood walked into that building, she would have been saved and rescued, and she'd be raising a family in Omaha right now. But instead, she was brutally murdered on the mere threat that she didn't have a weapon and that she was killed because she was just a problem in the way. No woman, no enslaved person is a problem in my administration. They have a louder voice than General Atomics. They have a louder voice than President Obama, and they certainly have a louder voice than Hillary Clinton.
Okay,
if you have any doubts about that, all you got to do is listen to the work of Malala, who is my hero, who represents more of a man than Obama could ever. She's a small, I don't even think she's a teenage girl.
So, in your vision of America, as you as president, we would pull all our troops out of all the foreign countries. We would...
No, I wouldn't. But anyway, I'll address that in a second.
Well, you said we're the only country that has bases outside of our borders.
Except Russia.
Except Russia, who's got one, and we've got 300.
I believe they might have a few in some former Soviet republics, but they only have one.
But it just goes back. I mean, you went down a long path there. But I go back to my same question. I mean, we as a country have a military. The military has to have tools to use. Those tools are made by companies like General Dynamics and
General
others,
Atomics and Boeing,
and all those places. Lockheed, yeah, exactly. They make our fighter planes. They make our missiles. They make the things that our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines use to as tools of war, because that's what a military is for.
Is murder innocent people.
So I guess my question is, how would putting those companies out of business then prevent the policies of the administration from killing these people, when it sounds like your tactic is just take the weapons out of the soldiers' hands and they can't kill anybody?
No, I'm not saying that any corporation needs to be unincorporated. I'm saying only corporations that prosecute whores and engage in murder and can't be held responsible. If the CEO of General Atomics wants to be personally responsible for every person that gets murdered by one of his devices, I'd be happy to continue to let them do business as usual. But real men escape justice by hiding behind the corporate shield.
But
so if they want to back up their corporation's work, then they should be willing to go to jail, just like anybody else who kills somebody else as a private citizen. So I'm not asking that corporations get disbanded. All I'm asking is that they respect the charter that they're given by every state to respect the public good. Thou shalt not kill. And when you do kill somebody, you're fully responsible like any private citizen. So I would never ask that corporations get disbanded. And I would never ask that we pull out troops from every nation in the world.
So
but we pull out troops.
Hold on. Before we go to break, I'll ask this question and let you answer it, then we got to go to break. Well, I tell you what, let's go to break and I'll come back. And just a reminder, during the break, see if you can cover your mouthpiece or so when you're coughing or breathing or just moving. It's just when you move around, it gets picked up. It's on the same channel.
I did block it off, but all.
Do you have a mute?
Sir, I will be still.
Do you have a mute on your phone?
Do I have a what?
A mute.
I'll figure it out. It's a flip phone. I don't spend more than $20.
I hear you. I do, and I probably shouldn't.
I will mute it.
There you go. And if it gets dropped, I'll call you right back. We've got some listeners. They've got some questions. I've got some questions. We are talking to James Girod, a.k.a. Santiago Orosa, who's be running for president in 2016, and we'll be right back after these messages. So stick around. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air.
Say goodbye to payroll hassles with professional services from K&L Payroll Services. Now you can trust your payroll is in good hands. There is nothing better than personal attention from a trusted advisor who knows your business. Get more for your money with K&L Payroll Services. Call today at 888-979-6660 for honest savings on payroll services. That's K&L Payroll Services.
Hi, I want to tell you about the new Zunity Eclipse. iStream is a smart media aggregator that stores your media tastes to better focus your searches. Add to favorites or subscribe to your show of choice and never miss an episode again. Create your own little digital online library without downloading a thing. It supplies content by scanning and collating your channels directly from the World Wide Web. Supporting many formats and exceptionally versatile, whether playing the latest Android games and emulators, streaming 1080p HD movies, or video playback from your own media collection, the Eclipse is a powerful, stylish addition to any household. Miracast and AirPlay, which enable you to share media content such as music, videos, photos between your smartphone, tablet, or laptop and your TV, will also run on this little Zunit. Zunity, TV made simple. Play games, share photos, chat with friends, user social media, stream, enjoy live television from around the globe. To order, contact us at Zunity.tv or call 718-414-3128 and check us out on Facebook. Zunity Talk for more information. TV made simple.
Christian Pleva is Boston's premier wedding and personal photographer. Turning his passion into a life's work, he has dedicated himself to bringing his talents to capture the special memories of the beginning of your life's journey together. Christian uses the most updated equipment and software to handle any size wedding event, from full church and reception to a small intimate ceremony in the courthouse. Contact him today at www.christianplevaimages.com for booking information and available dates.
Out of the blue, you see or meet the man or woman of your dreams. You both flirt. The attraction is obviously mutual. Now what? A big fat nothing because you were both too shy to ask for contact details. Find and contact them again for free at BlueMyChance.com. That's right, BlueMyChance.com, where people meet again.
Hey you, sitting in front of your computer dreaming that you could be paid to play games. Now it's possible. Start making money today playing new video games. How would you like to sit in the comfort of your own home, play and test games, eat pizza, drink soda, and get a nice big fat paycheck at the end of the month? This is a perfect opportunity for gamers, students, or someone that just doesn't have the time to commute to a dead-end part-time job, or for anyone who wants to sit in their pajamas and work from home. Join now, risk-free. Start your 7-day trial today at www.gamingjobsonline.com. That's www.gamingjobsonline.com. Game now.
This is Jason Merrill from the John and Jay Show every Tuesday nights at 11 Eastern on Live 365 Radio, home of the big guns.
All right, we are back. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network. You're on the air. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Zunity TV. That's spelled XUNITY.TV. Check them out. Be able to have access to all your favorite shows, all your favorite online content streamed right to your high-definition TV. So check them out. Also, go to eat24.com. Enter your location in the website. This is anywhere in the United States, so all you folks listening across the nation, go to eat24.com, enter your location into the website, and take a pick from any restaurant in your local area that delivers straight to your front door. Proud sponsors of Armed Radio Global. Also, another sponsor that I'd like to talk about, ready to boost your professional image and show your dedication to your career. iCarryAlls.com is your source for customized business cases for iPad, iPad Mini, MacBook, Galaxy tablets, and other devices. They stock a huge number of genuine leather padfolios, pouch cases, business tote bags, and more. If you don't see a style you like, the iCarryAlls design team can help you design the perfect case for your needs. Express international shipping is available. Get organized today with a leather case that works as hard as you do. Visit iCarryAlls.com. That's iCarryAlls.com. Brand new sponsor here at Armed Radio, being premiered right here on the show. Welcome back, folks. We are on the air with James Girod, who's running for president in 2016. He'll be changing his name to Santiago Rosa. So, Santiago, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Hey, I just want to give a shout-out to every single one of your sponsors, because I appreciate their energy and effort and support, and you have my personal commitment. I will check out each one of them and support them as much as I can, because I understand how difficult it is to own and start a business, and everyone deserves to get the word out about what they're doing, and I will definitely give them a fair shake, and I do want to thank them very much for supporting your program and getting the word out about my campaign. So I do want to extend my deepest appreciation to you and also to sponsors.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sponsors appreciate that. Now, before we went into break, I guess what I want to clarify is this. You want to hold the manufacturers of our military's weapons accountable to how our military is using them?
Well, that's going to get into a slippery slope. I think I'd rather keep it really simple, and I want to go back to what it means to be an American, and we're all about liberty and justice for all. And what I'd like to see is America that doesn't kill so easily anymore. Thou shalt not kill.
Well, I think we can all get behind that.
We're powerful enough as a people to use other things besides guns to get our point across. And I think we're a loving nation. I think we're a proud nation. And I still think there's a lot of goodwill in the world where people actually look up to us. And there isn't a problem in the world that cannot be solved by a conversation. And we have Gandhi, we have Nelson Mandela, we have Malala, and we have our very own Martin Luther King, and countless other heroes of the 1776 revolution that I feel continues to this day. And we must err on the side of good and not evil. And I'm willing to sacrifice my life. If anyone would want to kill me, I would actually let them kill me instead of defending myself. That's how much I care about anybody, including my perpetrator. I will give up my life just so they don't have to die. Now, that's a higher calling, and I understand that. And I don't expect every American to be like that. But what you don't understand about me is I did attempt to commit suicide, and by the grace of God, I made it through, and I survived, thanks to the love of my mother and only a couple of other people. So I understand what it's like to actually die and to die and be upset that I didn't die. My life now, in a lot of ways, is borrowed time. And so I care about my life, but I would never take anybody else's life in exchange for my own. And that gives me an even louder voice because I don't have to defend myself to the death. All I have to do is respect the life of every single person that I meet, including my enemy. And I have Jesus Christ to thank for that as the prime example of someone who did that. I don't have to do it over again. All I have to do is emulate him. It's that simple. And if everybody was a Christian in this country, we wouldn't have wars. All right? If everybody was a Muslim in this country, we wouldn't have wars. The problem is we all believe different things and think, if I may be rude, we think that our own shit doesn't stink. But the minute you kill somebody, trust me, your shit stinks. And I'm never going to kill anybody in my life. And as president, I would never order the killing of anybody. Because my mouth is big enough and proud enough and humble enough to sort out any problem.
So let me ask you this. If, as president, there came a situation, because you would be the commander-in-chief of all our armed forces, if there was a situation that came up, whatever it is, not any current situation, but let's say there's a situation that deems it necessary to order our troops in harm's way on behalf of whatever we're doing, would you be able to order troops in, knowing that some of them may be killed in the process of accomplishing whatever it is, whatever mission that we're trying to accomplish?
No, and I wouldn't do it. And I'll tell you what I would do, because I do care about this country, and I would take the advice of my cabinet senior members, and if necessary, I would resign and give my office to the vice president. And if he was willing and wanting to do that, I would trust his judgment. But me personally, I would never order the killing of one single person, ever.
So if there's a situation, if there was a situation where this country had to go to war, and it was a war that we had to fight, that we as a country, like say a World War II situation, where we were attacked and by another sovereign country who basically threw down the gauntlet and said, come on, man, talking's over, this is it, we're done, we're going to slug it out. All right.
Well, what if scenarios are sort of strange to talk about, because we could talk about them forever, and 99% of them aren't going to come true. I do believe there is no reason to have wars ever again. And Mr. Putin, who I have major issues with on many levels, which I don't need to address tonight, actually was able to walk into a very volatile situation and walk in and claim what he thought was his very peacefully without anybody dying. That's a very powerful man. President Obama and every president I've been alive during their tenure hasn't been able to do that. So in my estimation, Mr. Putin is actually morally superior than all of our presidents combined, because he was able to go in there and take what he wanted without anybody dying. Now he's immoral on many other different levels.
Are you talking about the
what he did in
Crimea?
Crimea.
Well, you know,
he basically just walked in and took it over without anybody dying.
Well, that's not necessarily true. They've had
one
some,
or two people died, I believe. But
yeah,
I mean, that's
he ordered
to what we did in Korea.
He ordered
Vietnam.
He ordered his troops in there to go in and take it by force. Now that's why I'm asking you. I mean, you hold Putin up as an example. Are you that same way? If you want something and you've got the military to back it up and you believe it belongs to the United States...
No, Mr. Allen, please. I don't want anything from the world. I want this country's borders safe and secure, and I don't want to be an imperial country anymore. Those days are over. That's old school. If you look at the Chinese and their economic prowess, do you see them fighting wars for imperial gain? No. They're smart. They go into Africa and take over entire markets, and they're able to control much of the world's commerce by having the U.S. be the policeman. That's smart. They don't even have an army worth talking about. They don't need to fight wars. They're carrying forward a free enterprise under a communist system, which is a strange oxymoron. But they're getting everything they want quite peaceably. Through the word and having a conversation with people in Zimbabwe or Tanzania or Nigeria or Peru, they negotiate, they engage in business, and they're taking over the world. We're so old school. Again, I could vomit because we're more interested in killing people and enriching the military-industrial complex and the richest 1% in this country and using our soldiers as fodder to execute basically a corrupt criminal syndicate of lobbyists and corporate bosses that don't give two shits about you and me. In the meantime, the Chinese are walking into amazing areas and taking over their mineral resources and not even having to lift a finger or shoot a bullet. Why can't Americans and their business know-how and prowess take over the world by being good, warm-hearted, sweet, fair people? That's who the American people are. All these other jokers are counterfeits. And we're stupid enough to let it happen. I'm not going to let it happen anymore. I'm going to be president and shut those suckers down.
Okay.
I'm going to let the American citizen rule the country, not a lobbyist who's too stupid to realize he's a cog in the wheel for the richest 1%. I'm sick of it.
Okay, moving on from that, one of the other big things that we have going on here in the United States is, and you said it yourself, you want to secure the borders. Now, how do you feel about the influx, especially here in Texas? You know, I live in Texas, and you live in California. So, you've especially Southern California and Arizona and New Mexico and all the border states with Mexico have this problem of illegal aliens or illegal Mexican citizens that come over here and basically, without being a citizen, get a lot of our benefits. So they get welfare benefits, they get all this other benefits. Plus, they're doing jobs under the table, so they're not paying any taxes. How would you, as president, address the immigration situation that we find ourselves in right now, especially with the influx of all the illegal aliens that come across our borders?
I completely agree. It's a horrible problem, and we have to compromise. The left has to compromise with the right, and the right has to compromise with the left. The left position is that these guys get to come in here and get all these freebies that I can't even get. I wouldn't even take them. I qualify for food stamps. I don't take them. My refrigerator's full. When I was in a wheelchair for several months, did I get a handicap placard? No, I'm not disabled. It was a temporary condition, and I walked my way out of it. Okay? I'm very grateful for Obamacare, by the way. I think everybody in this country deserves to have affordable health care. And there's no reason why we all can't just have the most basic care that every other rich country has. That being said, if we were to just completely gut the welfare system and cut everybody off, as well we should, people would start working again. They'd get off their smartphones. They'd quit smoking pot. They'd quit be going down to the food stamp office and buying duck liver pate and kombucha with it. Right? And they'd actually wash
go out and work
in people's gardens. The laziest, most obnoxious, disgusting, entitled people in this country are white people. And I know because I'm a white person, I see it every day. It's disgusting. And I'm gay. And I haven't had a disease in my life. I haven't had so much as a crab because I'm careful. And I respect my body. And I'm not embarrassed about what I do in the privacy of my own bedroom. And if you have voyeuristic eyes and you care, you're the pervert. Because I could give a shit what straight people do in their bedroom. It's boring. Okay? So, these gay guys come down here to the desert, and all these rich people donate money to the Desert AIDS Project, and they get all these freebies. You can't even believe it. They get $30,000 in medication, and on the weekends they're tooting up the crystal meth, and then they got side jobs. And they're driving around in Hummers. And then they thumb a nose at me when I'm driving around in a 2000 Tacoma pickup with a sign that says, vote for me for sheriff. Because I'm coming after those son of a bitches. They're lazy, they're indulgent, and they're drug addicts, and they're living off of the fat of land. It makes me want to vomit.
Well, that's actually, you've kind of segued into what I'm going to ask you about next.
But let me get back to these.
Well, hold on. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue that thought. Talking.
I do want to address the Hispanic issue because it's huge to me. I also want to talk about giving franchise to felons the right to vote. That's more important than all this gay crap, trust me.
Sounds good.
I'll wait for your...
We got to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages talking to Santiago Rosa, who is running for president in 2016. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I want to tell you about the new Zunity Eclipse. iStream is a smart media aggregator that stores your media tastes to better focus your searches. Add to favorites or subscribe to your show of choice and never miss an episode again. Create your own little digital online library without downloading a thing. It supplies content by scanning and collating your channels directly from the World Wide Web, supporting many formats and exceptionally versatile, whether playing the latest Android games and emulators, streaming 1080p HD movies, or video playback from your own media collection. The Eclipse is a powerful, stylish addition to any household. Miracast and AirPlay, which enable you to share media content such as music, videos, photos between your smartphone, tablet, or laptop and your TV, will also run on this little Zunit. Zunity, TV made simple. Play games, share photos, chat with friends, user social media, stream, enjoy live television from around the globe. To order, contact us at Zunity.tv or call 718-414-3128 and check us out on Facebook. Zunity Talk for more information. TV made simple.
Say goodbye to payroll hassles with professional services from K&L Payroll Services. Now you can trust your payroll is in good hands. There is nothing better than personal attention from a trusted advisor who knows your business. Get more for your money with K&L Payroll Services. Call today at 888-979-6660 for honest savings on payroll services. That's K&L Payroll Services.
Do you want to be healthy, happy, and fit? Are you tired of being tired and looking to improve your lifestyle? Well, Fitvation.com is for you. It's a site full of useful tips and articles about fitness, health, and beauty for both men and women. They also do some really useful equipment reviews. So no matter what you need to boost your fitness, Fitvation's got it. Check it out, because you matter.
Hey, listen up. Are you tired of being tired? Looking for that extra boost? Do yourself a favor and visit buylimitlessenergy.com to learn about limitless energy. That's buylimitlessenergy.com for limitless energy. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Buylimitlessenergy.com. That's buylimitlessenergy.com. So stop wasting your life. Get limitless energy now.
Wow, that tiger lily on your shoulder has amazing color.
Thanks. I just got this tattoo a week ago.
What? No way. That tattoo looks totally healed. My tattoos never looked that great after a week. What did you use on it?
It's not what I used on it, it's what I used in it.
Now you're just making fun of me. What do you mean in it?
Tattoo Rick told me that it's not only what you put on your tattoos, it's what you put in your body that also affects your tattoos.
Great. Another thing I have to change about my diet.
No, nothing like that. I take the tattoo pill.
Really? There's a pill for tattoos?
Yeah, it's called a tattoo pill. It's packed with 30 vitamins and minerals that your body needs to help operate at ideal level. It helps me before, during, and after my tattoo. Great thing is, it's made here in the United States from all natural ingredients. And for people like me that are vegetarians, the tattoo pill comes in a veggie capsule and is gluten-free.
Okay, you got me. Where do I get this tattoo pill?
TheTattooPill.com.
TheTattooPill.com?
Yes, all one word, TheTattooPill.com.
Did you know that 50 is the new 30? There's a new book that just came out called Women's and Lemons. Your time is now. Begin your adventure, live your dream. And although written for the Quintastic woman specifically, it is a must-read book for all women. You will need to order the Women's and Lemons Adventure Journal too for the interactive action steps. You won't be able to put this book down and your life will never be the same. Begin your adventure today and be determined to live and enjoy your dream. Order the book and the Adventure Journal on Amazon.com today. Women's and Lemons. Your time really is now. Grab a hold of those lemons and squeeze all the juice that life has to offer you.
Get the most out of your productions by getting your music mixed and mastered by Subtrash Studios. We only use professional-grade equipment to ensure your songs sound the best it can. Come see how we can help at subtrashstudios.com. That's subtrashstudios.com.
The high cost of cable TV has led many people to wonder whether there's a better way to get access to the best HD programming. Driven Communications is a national satellite retailer that makes it easy to switch over to satellite from cable as quickly and inexpensively as possible. For a free limited-time consultation on how we can address all your HD needs, call us today at 1-800-686-5984. That's 1-800-686-5984.
In the morning, you have bacon, you have eggs, pancakes, and that nice big tall cup of coffee. But now, every Monday morning, you can start your week out right with On the Air, Monday Morning Brew, starring yours truly, Mike Allen. Hey, that's me. Wake up in the morning, get a nice cup of coffee, kick back before you start your week, and let me send you on your way. Monday's getting a bad rap. Let's turn that around. On the Air with Mike Allen, Monday Morning Brew, every Monday morning, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Armed Radio.
So rise and shine.
All right, we are back. Just a reminder, today's broadcast brought to you by Zunity TV. Go to xunity.tv. Check them out. They've got a box that you can attach to your TV set, and that pretty much gives you access to all the online YouTube, Netflix, plus all the TV channels that you'd like to get from anywhere in the world. It's really kind of cool. But go to ZunityTV.com and check them out. Also, go to Eat24.com. This is it's a business that ties you into local restaurants where you can get food delivered right to your door. Enter your location into the website, take your pick from dozens of local places to eat, and then they'll bring your food right to you, just like I just said. Convenient, fast, and oh so good. Go to Eat24.com and get to eating. Also, K&L Consulting. If you have a small business and you're just tired of getting bogged down with the paperwork, give them a call. They'll take over all your employee-based payroll needs, taxes, all that kind of stuff. They're based out east, but they'll go anywhere in the United States and help you out. So go to knlconsulting.com Spreaker.com. Welcome back to the show. We have on the air Mr. James Girod, a.k.a. Santiago Rosa, who will be running for president. We're going through the things that, presidents need to talk about when they're running for president. Welcome back to the show there, Santiago.
Okay.
We're moving right down the list here. Now, we were talking about illegal aliens coming over. Now, what about, how would you correct the problem that we have now? Of course, we've got people streaming across the border all the time. As a law enforcement officer, I worked in Austin, Texas, which is what's called a sanctuary city, which means if you got in a car accident, if you, if there's a good chance, there's at least an 80% chance that if you got hit, it was going to be somebody that didn't even hold a driver's license in the state of Texas, and they didn't have any insurance on their car, and you probably weren't going to ever see them again. So, that happened a lot.
That happened to me in 1984.
Yeah, that happens a lot in Austin. A lot of the.
Yeah, and it was actually illegal alien. It was Mexican, and I survived, so it's not a big deal.
Well, it's a big deal when you get hit and your insurance takes a hit.
I know, I agree. There's a multitude of issues, but here's what I have to say about Hispanic people. The first several governors of California were Hispanic speaking. The gringos were the latecomers to the situation here. And there's many, many native, indigenous Spanish speakers that have been here for centuries. So this gringo notion that we came and we were the first one here is quite honestly just pure bullshit.
I don't think the gringos think we're the first ones here. I don't think that's what and we can go we can go back in history, but the problem I see as I'm the voting public, the problem I have is that I think that through political correctness and through our current policies with the administration, being a citizen of this country has become cheapened by the fact that people can just walk across our border with no...
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, if I go to Mexico right now and I walk across the border and I go get a job, I could be arrested and thrown in prison for not being a nationalized Mexican, and I'm over there and I got a job. That's against the law. Here it's supposedly against the law, but no one prosecutes.
Paint a bigger picture for you. Let's say I'm a Canadian goose. I'm in Anchorage, Alaska, and I'm going to stop by in Winnipeg, and then I'm going to hop over to Portland, and I'm going to dive down into Las Vegas, and I find myself in Laredo or wherever, Sonora, Mexico. That bird does not need paperwork. That bird has more rights than any human being. That's insanity. Now, the problem is Mexicans are attracted to this country because they take advantage of the situation and live for free and not work. But there's plenty of white and Saxon Americans doing that as well. That's what's wrong with this system. This government is too chicken to see its own population starve. That's insanity. If you don't work, you don't get to eat. That's the law. If you're a bird and you can't follow the flock and you can't eat the worm, you die. Now, if the churches, the good Christian people of this country, want to pick up the slack and change the diapers and spoon feed lazy people, that's their business. But it's not the business of my government.
Okay,
so
but
if we take the incentive away,
we're getting two different.
Country,
hold on,
that would solve a lot of problems.
Well, we're getting off on two different things here.
No, it's not really.
So
you got to address why people want to come here in the first place. Because it's a free ride.
Exactly.
The same reason why the Turks go to Germany, because they get a free ride. It's the same reason why the Estonians.
So you don't have a problem with
London, they get a free ride.
You don't have a problem with an undocumented person coming to this country and working.
I don't have a problem with anybody working anywhere in the world. I should be able to get anywhere in the world, speak the language, and work my ass off and fend for myself.
But then what we have...
I'm a human being. I have a right to go where I want.
Then what happens is... Yeah, but what happens is if people come to this country and they're not documented, they hold no ID card, they put the population here in America at risk. Just from just one example is the fact that they don't have any ID, they don't have any driver's license, and no insurance. They get in a crack. Hold on, let me finish. They run into the back of my van. I'm paying taxes. I'm paying insurance. I have a license. I went through driver's ed, and I get rear-ended by an undocumented alien who has no insurance, has no license, and there's no way I can identify him. He takes off scot-free. My insurance goes up. Unless I carry even more insurance to cover unlicensed, uninsured drivers. So I guess my question is the way you're looking at this, an undocumented alien, whether they're from Canada, Mexico, anywhere, has more rights to come here and pay for nothing and have it all put on the back of the citizen taxpayer. Is that correct?
No, I totally agree with you, and the way to solve that problem, and it's much more complex than a couple of sentences, I would agree. But one of the major issues is, and we really have to look at this from a human rights perspective. Excuse me. I spent 8 years in South Africa, and they've got more problems than we do in terms of this. They have the indigenous population, the San, the brown people that were there first. And then the white people brought the slaves in from Malaysia, and they mixed in with a mixed race. And they mixed in with the slave and white population there, the Cape Coloreds. They actually call them coloreds. They're proud of that name. It's not derogatory like it is in this country. And then you have your white South Africans that are European and the Afrikaners and whatnot. And then you have the Kenyans, Nigerians coming down. So there's a lot of racial, ethnic, economic tensions in that country. It's very complex, much more complex than here. But what I did learn there is that if you're in the country, let's just acknowledge that you made it. This is the most armed, difficult country to get into, and if you have enough moxie, if you have enough determination, if you have enough luck to get here, we should at least acknowledge that and give everybody the right to vote. Because it doesn't matter who you are or where you are, as a human being, you have a right. You have a right to be governed by who you choose to be governed by. We give franchise, we give license to the government, not the other way around. And so if you're here, you get to vote.
So if somebody comes,
determine how you get governed.
So if somebody comes across, hold on, let me address that point. Stop. Let me address that before we keep going and forget. I want to come back to this one point. And I want to make sure I'm clear that I understand you correctly. I can tell you right now, from living in Texas, our borders are not the most armed borders, and there is no, I mean, they're so thin down there, you can walk all the way across the border, all the way up to San Antonio, and not even be stopped once. So
I have no problem with that.
So if somebody comes across the border from Mexico, not born here, no ID card, pays no taxes, they should be able to vote for you as president.
No. They should come here, and they should work, and they should get their ID, and they should be acknowledged as a human being with all the rights as any other human being, and they should be able to get a job. But even more than that, sir, they should be able to fend for themselves and start their own business and definitely pay taxes.
With no doubt.
They should not get any freebies whatsoever.
See, that's the thing,
Nobody should get food stamps.
That's the thing. If these undocumented workers are coming over here, they have no ID card. They don't get any ID card. They're not forced to get it.
Them.
How are you going to give it to them?
Take their word for it and call it a day. Who cares?
Okay, I'm going to give you an example of why that won't work. Okay? When you're a police officer, hold on. Let me give you an example of why what you just said is not as simple as it sounds. One of my defining moments as a police officer, and a defining moment is when you get to that fork in the road and you want to decide whether you're going to carry on with law enforcement or you can't handle it, was a fatal collision between a drunk driver and a family of four, of which both the children, a 5-year-old and a 12-year-old, were killed. The driver that hit them had a clean Texas driver's license. The name, the date of birth, and the Social Security number given was given in Austin and Travis County, which is a sanctuary. They don't ask questions. They just take the information. They don't ask them. They just get it. Now, he was arrested, obviously, for 2 counts of intoxicated manslaughter and 2 counts of intoxication with assault, taken down to the Travis County Jail. And when they rolled his print, do you know what they discovered? That was actually his 5th DWI, under his 3rd name and date of birth.
Well, I do think after your 2nd DUI, you should be locked up forever.
Well, again, but
come on, that's insane.
But see, he's not a citizen, though.
He's not didn't close him down.
He's
in the
not
first
a citizen, though. So when he bailed out,
was his DUI?
When he bailed out, he went back to Mexico, came back under a different name and date of birth because there's no control.
Problems.
There's huge problems with that. And right now, you've got. So my question to you, Mr. President-elect, how do you propose to shut down or regulate our borders and our immigration process so that people that do want to come over here and work and start businesses and raise their families can do so without being crowded in with thousands upon millions that flood across our very unsecure, very open borders and tap into our Social Security, they tap into our welfare. How are you going to fix that?
It doesn't need to be fixed because 90% of the people in the world don't move more than 10 miles away from where they were born. That goes for my twin brother, who's richer than God. That goes for probably your mother and father and sister and brother and everybody else. People don't leave where they grew up. You're talking about a transient population of gypsies, vagabonds, and Jack London types that like to see the world. So you're dealing in a fantasy world that if you open the borders, these hordes of people are going to come over. It's just not true. It's never been true before we had passports. It's never been true when they opened up the Soviet Union. You didn't get 10,000 Estonians running over to Poland or Finland the next day. Most people want to be where they grew up. So you're only dealing with a very small transient population. And those people are the ones, and you name it. Okay, they tend to be criminals as well as very successful entrepreneurs. Look at Rupert Murdoch. He's changed his citizenship, I don't know how many times, to maximize taking advantage of the situation and working it in any way he can to get what he wants. Look at Adelson. He's an Israeli citizen and an American citizen. He gets massive amounts of money off of the working class by crooked, slot machines, and then he funds his own daily newspaper, which he offers for free in Israel, to manipulate and screw that country over. And meantime, he's backing Romney and trying to screw this country over. Okay. So if you're concerned about some little, tiny, insignificant Mexican that just wants to work here, and you compare it to other guys that are screwing the system and taking advantage of, you're focusing on the wrong people. Go after Adelson, go after Rupert Murdoch, go after Piers Morgan if you really want to shake things up. Okay. Those are the guys that are taking advantage of the situation.
All right, on that note, we got to break for a commercial.
All right.
We got to pay the bills. We are talking to James Girod.
And I'm going to send you $200 just for your time, Mike, because I love what you're doing.
No, you don't have to do that at all.
I want to. I get to do that.
Okay. We're going to be right back. We're talking to James Girod, a.k.a. Santiago Rosa, who will be running for president in 2016. We'll be right back after these sponsors. We're a little late in the break here, so we got to get to it. I'm Mike Allen. You're listening to the Armed Radio Global Network, and this is On the Air.
Say goodbye to payroll hassles with professional services from K&L Payroll Services. Now you can trust your payroll is in good hands. There is nothing better than personal attention from a trusted advisor who knows your business. Get more for your money with K&L Payroll Services. Call today at 888-979-6660 for honest savings on payroll services. That's K&L Payroll Services.
Hi, I want to tell you about the new Zunity Eclipse, iStream is a smart media aggregator that stores your media tastes to better focus your searches. Add to favorites or subscribe to your show of choice and never miss an episode again. Create your own little digital online library without downloading a thing. It supplies content by scanning and collating your channels directly from the World Wide Web. Supporting many formats and exceptionally versatile, whether playing the latest Android games and emulators, streaming 1080p HD movies, or video playback from your own media collection, the Eclipse is a powerful, stylish addition to any household. Miracast and AirPlay, which enable you to share media content such as music, videos, photos between your smartphone, tablet, or laptop and your TV, will also run on this little Zunit. Zunity, TV made simple. Play games, share photos, chat with friends, user social media, stream, enjoy live television from around the globe. To order, contact us at Zunity.tv or call 718-414-3128 and check us out on Facebook. Zunity Talk for more information. TV made simple.
You want to lose weight, gain energy and performance, age more youthfully, or enhance your skin at the cellular level? Then Isogenics is for you. Simply take a portion of your grocery budget and put it towards your health. I understand life gets busy, but there is no better time to pursue your health goals than with Isogenics today. Barry Oxford would like to set up an appointment with you to answer any questions and help you better understand why Isogenics and why now. Please visit his website at www.barryoxford.isogenics.com. That's BARRYOXFORD.ISAGENIX.com to either buy products or sign up. Save 33% if you act right now. This message brought to you by Barry Oxford, your Isogenics independent associate.
Introducing Fast Locksmith, a locally owned mobile locksmith service providing 24 hours assistance in the Washington, D.C. area. We have very affordable prices and our customer service is amazing. Our service includes house, commercial property, office, automotive, lockouts, safes, and more. Call today to get a quote at 888-959-8984 or visit us online at fastlocksmithdc.com. That's fastlocksmithdc.com.
Building, expanding, or remodeling. The name in site work is Savino Contracting. Experts in demolition, excavation, sewer and septic tank installation, and site prep. Get in touch on Twitter at Savino Contract or call 508-989-0960 or email to evsavino@yahoo.com. Savino Contracting has what it takes to get the job done.
Come join me, Matt Hazley, your host for Straight Talk, where we will take a journey into the deepest regions of your mind. Yeah, right. Nah, just kidding. Join me every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where every topic is fair game. Only on ARM Radio, home of the big guns.
All right, welcome back. I'm Mike Allen. You're listening to the Armed Radio Global Network, and this is On the Air tonight. Brought to you in part by Zunity TV, spelled XUNITY.TV. With one portal that you can attach to your TV, you can have access to all your streaming media from all different sources, plus watch TV anywhere in the world. It's Zunity TV. Head on over there for more information on that. Also, K&L Services. K&L Consulting, rather. You can reach them at knlservices.com. They'll take over all your paperwork for your small business, take care of your employees, paychecks, payroll, taxes, you name it, they'll do it. Take that burden off you so you can build your business. Also, go to eat24.com. Enter your location into the website. Take your pick from dozens of local places to eat that will bring you their food to your front door. Take it from a fat cop. When it comes to food, this is the way to go. Convenient, fast, and oh so good. Go to eat24.com and get to eating. Put some muscle on them bones. All right, we're back. We're on the air with James Girod, a.k.a. Santiago Rosa. We've been talking about his bid to be the next president of the United States in 2016. We've gone through a variety of issues, and we were just finishing up with immigration. Is that correct?
That works for me.
That works for you.
Hey, Mike, I do want to acknowledge I love eating, too, and there's nothing wrong with being fat.
No, we're not fat, James. We're aerodynamically challenged.
I'm very happy to be fat.
We're
and
not,
I'm good at yoga,
you
too.
got to be
So
politically
all
correct.
those foodies out there, grab another ham sandwich for me and enjoy it, please.
James, you got to be politically correct. We're not fat. We're
I don't.
Hold on. We're aerodynamically challenged.
No, we're actually extra cushy when we go to bed at night.
We're in shape. Round is a shape.
I sleep like a baby.
All right.
Hey,
now,
the other thing is I want to acknowledge all the public safety officers out there, and I really am making a stand for cops, and I always will. I have a lot of cops in my family. I have cops for friends. I've had lovers for cops. And I want to say this. When a cop engages in the service of being a public servant, and when he first takes on the badge, and he first takes on the responsibilities of being a cop, he does so because he wants to make his community better. I want to acknowledge that. And there's nothing worse for a cop when he kills somebody. And that's what I want to stop. I want to stop the systematic, litigation-happy, litigation fear-based society that says you can kill somebody and get away with it. Because you can't. Because even if you do get away with it legally, morally and ethically, you'll suffer the rest of your life. And there's no reason to kill people. There's never a good reason to do it. And my heart goes out to any cop that has to feel like he has to kill somebody to keep his job.
Well, James,
I'm doing this more for cops than anybody else, trust me.
Well, James, I will tell you, as a police officer, the 8 years that I was on duty, I worked the tough side of Austin, the east side, and I also worked downtown in the entertainment district, and then I got on a motorcycle and ran highway. But when I was down on the east side, and this is pretty much 100% of the cops I've ever worked with, I carry a gun for a reason, and I'm going home. So if my family and my then wife and my children need their father, and I will do everything I can not to, but if I have to pull that sucker out, and it's going to be me or him, it's going to be me. And it's 100% of the time, 365 days of the week. If I have a chance and luck is on my side, and I'm able to defend myself with a firearm, as one of our listeners had just typed in, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I'm going home. So
you know what?
There we kind of part ways as far as our opinions.
No,
That's okay.
I don't part ways with you. Because I acknowledge your right to feel that way.
And I acknowledge the right to feel the other way, but
no, I think you're right on the spot, and I don't argue with that. It's just that I take it a little bit differently. I don't want to. I don't need to kill anybody. I don't have a family. Okay, if I did, I might feel differently. I don't have a wife. I don't have a partner. I have nothing. And I've worked really hard to get to a place of nothing. So that when I die, I'll die peacefully knowing I never killed anybody. That's my choice. And it's just as valid as your choice. I would never take your position away, and I would never want you to be me. But don't try to convince me to be different.
No, I'm not. But what you said was,
ever. I respect that.
But
I respect that more than you know.
That was in response to what you just said about how you want a system to where if police officers take somebody's life in the commission of their duty, that they would be prosecuted for that because no one should kill anybody.
What I said.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood that.
If it's justified, it's justified. What I said was, when a cop kills somebody, it takes something away from them. Personally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. And I want to create a world where cops kill less. even if it is justified. And there's many times that it is. I'm not arguing with that. I don't want to see these cops suffer unnecessarily. And what we have is a system that makes it easy to kill people instead of talking problems out. And I've been held up at gunpoint. I've been held up at knife point. I've been assaulted with a person's fists. And I never hit back. I never shot back. And I never stabbed back. And I lived. Okay? And I talked my way out of it. And when I was wrong, I took people to the full... I took them to court as much as I could, and I held them accountable. At the end of the day, I forgave them. Because forgiveness is the most selfish act you can do. It's the most self-preserving act. You do it for yourself, not the other person. You do it to free your conscience so you can move on. So I would say I forgive anybody, any cop, any criminal. I'm going to be the first one to forgive you because I don't want to hold anything against you. And I have to say that when we let these felons out on the street, they should give them the right to vote. They deserve a right to have a say. Because how they're treated in our prison system is cruel, it's unusual, and it's unconstitutional. And we just look the other way. Because when a judge sits there in judgment and a white guy comes across the board there, he gives 9 out of 10 times for the same crime, he's given a misdemeanor. And if he's black or Hispanic, he's labeled a felon. All right? That's apartheid. Because the white person gets to vote the rest of his life, and the black and Hispanic, they never get to vote again. That's wrong.
Well, I agree that
everybody has a voice in this country.
Well, I agree that we need to...
If you're rotting in prison. Charles Manson has a voice in this country.
Well, he got paroled recently. Actually,
he should be allowed to vote. Because he's a human being. And, you know, this country's so afraid that the criminal element's going to be able to vote. But I would offer to you, every criminal, every murderer, every thief I've ever met has a heart of gold. They just aren't treated like that. And the real criminals in this country are the people making money off of the prison system, are the people that are gutting the system and ruining it for innocent people they accuse of crimes just because it's easy. I got a kid right now, Alex Silva, Manzanita, that stole my phone. It's called embezzlement. He trafficked that phone and he sold it to somebody else. That's trafficking in stolen goods. And then he weaseled $180 out of my mother by having her send it to her, thinking that I owed him the money, and I didn't. And his defense is that I sexually molested him. Now, that's just such bullshit that makes me want to vomit. Because I'm a gay guy, and I would never, ever, ever cross somebody sexually, especially a fucking prisoner or an ex-convict. You think I'm going to have sex with somebody like that? You're crazy. But his only way to get at me was take advantage of my so-called class as a gay person and label me as a pedophile or whatever he wants to say against me, because that's the only ammunition he has against me. He's a pathetic liar. And he's homophobic. He's racist. He called me a nigger tonight. He called me a faggot tonight. And I did a U-turn illegally, and I apologized to the city of Palm Springs, and I spun my car around. He was walking in the casino, and I screamed bloody murder, and the cops finally showed up, and I left it because I had to come here to give you this interview. But I wanted his ass arrested for hate crimes, for stealing phones, for trafficking in stolen goods, and stealing from my mother. And the cops refused to arrest him. And I wanted to give it a citizen's arrest, and since I was on Indian territory, they said I couldn't do it. Now, that's insanity. And this kid is running around with his head cut off, getting a lawyer, telling the world that I sexually molested him. He's crazy. Why would I sexually molest a felon who's probably got 20,000 diseases in him, who's uglier than shit, who's got teeth missing? He stole my phone. I gave him a job. He couldn't show up for work. I fired him. He took my phone. He then lied to me when he said he was going to bring it back. I called the police. They did nothing. And then he sold my phone to a guy in Yucca Valley. I called my phone. He said, no, yeah, he sold me the phone. I tried to file a police report. The police report won't even take my police report. Now, who's the criminal? Me? No. Alex Silva is the criminal. And the other criminals that are playing into that son of a bitch's hands is the police department and the casino that lets him walk away. I can't even arrest the guy. Now, that's insanity. That's a system not working. Okay? And you said a lot of things that I took to heart. And there are problems, like car insurance or people not being honest. And I'm going to study this whole conversation we had. I don't know all the answers. And you have my heartfelt promise. I'm going to take every word you said tonight and every concern and every counterpoint, and I'm going to break it down.
Well, these
and
are
I'm
just
going to come up with an answer. I'm going to admit that you were right and I was wrong.
Well, these are just questions that I'm sure you're going to get asked in the process of becoming president. I mean, this is something that people want to know. They want to know your stance. They want to know. They want to know how committed you are to that stance, and they want to know. They just want to know about you. I mean, where do you stand?
What stance do you want?
No. I mean, we've been going through. As a matter of fact, I'm going to break early. We're going to cover these commercials. So we'll have an extra long segment for the end because we're going to cover equal rights with marriage. That's the last thing I wanted to talk to you about. And I did not know that you were homosexual before we had on the show, so it just puts a little more...
Well, good, because it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
As important as my shoe sizes.
And that's what I want to talk to you about when we come out of this break. So stick around.
And we can also talk about gays serving in the military, because it's the same issue. And that's what I want to make sure both of those are covered. But thank you.
Absolutely. We will do that. We're going to go to break. We are talking to James Girod, who will legally change his name to Santiago Rosa, and he'll be running for president in 2016. Right after this break, we'll come back and close out the show. We might even go on, because we do crazy stuff like that. We do crazy stuff like that. We've been known to go that route. So stick around. We'll be right back after these messages. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air.
Say goodbye to payroll hassles with professional services from KNL Payroll Services. Now you can trust your payroll is in good hands. There is nothing better than personal attention from a trusted advisor who knows your business. Get more for your money with KNL Payroll Services. Call today at 888-979-6660 for honest savings on payroll services. That's KNL Payroll Services.
Hi, I want to tell you about the new Zunity Eclipse. iStream is a smart media aggregator that stores your media tastes to better focus your searches. Add to favorites or subscribe to your show of choice and never miss an episode again. Create your own little digital online library without downloading a thing. It supplies content by scanning and collating your channels directly from the World Wide Web. Supporting many formats and exceptionally versatile, whether playing the latest Android games and emulators, streaming 1080p HD movies, or video playback from your own media collection, the Eclipse is a powerful, stylish addition to any household. Miracast and AirPlay, which enable you to share media content such as music, videos, photos between your smartphone, tablet, or laptop and your TV, will also run on this little Zunit. Zunity, TV made simple. Play games, share photos, chat with friends, user social media, stream, enjoy live television from around the globe. To order, contact us at Zunity.tv or call 718-414-3128 and check us out on Facebook. Zunity Talk for more information. TV made simple.
Out of the blue, you see or meet the man or woman of your dreams. You both flirt. The attraction is obviously mutual. Now what? A big fat nothing, because you were both too shy to ask for contact details. Find and contact them again for free at BlueMyChance.com. That's right, BlueMyChance.com, where people meet again.
Hey, do you buy American? Do you know why it's important? Have you taken the time to understand the purchase choices you make every day affects our tomorrow? Did you know if we all make 5% of our purchases each year with USA-made products, you'll help create American-made jobs nationwide and even in your community? If the majority of us can, we'll create 1 million new jobs. Amerimerch.com is committed to the success of America and American families. Their unique website only promotes the sales of American companies and businesses' high-quality products from all over the U.S. for consumers all over the world to enjoy. You'll definitely want to check it out. They have amazing products you've never seen and are truly 100% made in the USA.
Did you know that 50 is the new 30? There's a new book that just came out called Women's and Lemons. Your time is now. Begin your adventure, live your dream. And although written for the Quintastic woman specifically, it is a must-read book for all women. You will need to order the Women's and Lemons Adventure Journal too for the interactive action steps. You won't be able to put this book down and your life will never be the same. Begin your adventure today and be determined to live and enjoy your dream. Order the book and the Adventure Journal on Amazon.com today. Women's and Lemons. Your time really is now. Grab a hold of those lemons and squeeze all the juice that life has to offer you.
All right, welcome back. Last segment of the show. We might go long, I don't know. Interesting conversation with our guest tonight, James Girod. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Zunity TV. That's XUNITY.TV. Check out their website. Get one box where you can tap into all your video content and stream it right to your high-definition TV. So check them out. Also, K&L Consulting. You can reach them at knlservices.com. They'll come in, take over your small business, and they'll help you with all the paperwork and taxes and all that other stuff that you'd rather not do because you want to go out and be the creative part of growing your business even bigger. Also, go to eat24.com. Enter your location into the website. Take your pick from dozens of local places that will deliver right to your door. Take it from a fat cop. When it comes to eating, I know what I'm doing. Go to eat24.com and get to eating today. Also, one last one. Premiering tonight. If you're ready to boost your professional image and show your dedication to your career, iCarryalls.com is your source for customized business cases for iPad, iPad Mini, MacBook, Galaxy tablets, and other devices. We stock a huge number of genuine leather padfolios, pouch cases, business totes, bags, and more. If you don't see a style you like, the iCarryalls design team can help you design the perfect case for your needs. Express international shipping is available. Get organized today with a leather case that works as hard as you do. Visit iCarryalls.com. Welcome back to the show. We're part of the Armed Radio Global Network, and on the air live is James Girod, a.k.a. Santiago Rosa, running for President of the United States in 2016. We've had a great conversation so far. Last item up for bid is a big thing that's been actually played out very deep in the media, depending on what channel you watch, I guess. It's also another very divisive subject, especially between the Christian right and basically everybody else, and that is the gay marriage. Should two consenting adults of the same sex have the right to get married and have the same benefits as two consenting adults of the opposite sex? So let's pose that question to Mr. Rosa. How do you feel about that? What's your stance on that? And as president, what would you support, or how would you?
President Wilson now.
President Rosa. You're President Rosa.
Oh, Rosa. I thought you said Wilson.
No.
Anyway, no, I'm kidding. But I just want to say, how many people do you know who has almost equal respect for Barry Goldwater and Jimmy Carter? You know why I respect those two guys? It's called integrity. That's what I respect in our leadership. And the guy that I would support for president over myself, but I don't think he'll run because he's too much of a family man, is Ron Wyden in Oregon. So my hat goes off to him for being one of the guys that calls the NSA into account. And I just want to say one more thing. Just this whole Snowden thing. Personally, what he did was probably a service to our country, but I think he's a chicken shit. And if you want to know a real hero in America, it's Chelsea Manning. Because she faced up to what she did, and she took her punishment. And she's transgendered now. Went by the name of Bradley Manning before that. And my hat goes off to her and what he did when he was a he, and now that she's a she, I just want to acknowledge he's taken her punishment. And she is more of a man than Snowden will ever be. Okay? Snowden needs to come home and face the music. And whatever he did is forgivable. All right? I really have to say that, because Chelsea Manning is one of the most forgotten heroes of this nation. And if it takes a man on a woman, it takes a human being with integrity to take full responsibility for what they did. And there's no one in this world that I have seen do what she has done. If you really want to see a hero, you really want to study what's going down in this country, you need to make yourself known to what she has done. Amazing person, Chelsea Manning. Okay? Now, as far as gay marriage is concerned, let me tell you something. Marriage is one of the oldest institutions in the world, and it was meant to enslave women. Women were treated as property, and the man had say. My aunt, in 1974, was not allowed to put her name on title to a single-family home unless her husband, she was single, so she couldn't do it, her father had to be put on title for her. All right? Marriage is basically the same thing as enslavement. And it's been changed and candied up and dipped in sweet sauce because of all this romantic notion. And we know where most marriages end up. They end up in divorce. And I'm living with 4 straight guys in my commune, as it were. It's basically just a triplex, and it's that I manage. And my mother's not here. She's usually here, but she's off in Oregon with her grandkids. And so I'm taking care of an elderly man, Billy Joe Reed. Another guy's moved in. He's helping me out with the yard. His name's Nino. And then I got another guy, James, here. He actually sleeps outside under a tree. And they're all single, straight guys. The marriage is a crock of shit. That sounds horrible, except for one thing. It's not the government's business. In Germany, you get a civil union, and you get all the benefits and adoption and all that stuff. But marriage is a religious institution, and it should be handled by the churches and the churches alone. I'm not going to stand away at anybody getting married that wants to. But here's why I have a problem with it. As an American who is for the expansion of human rights, not the contraction of human rights, you sign your life away in marriage. No business person in their right mind would engage in a contract called marriage. It's crazy talk. You don't do that in business. Why would you do that with your personal life? If your church wants to talk you into it, go for it. If you want to create some sort of protection for your family, adoption, whatever your issues are, that can be done legally, separately, without getting this whole marriage debate and a hoo-ha over it. Okay, there's a way around this. Remove government from religious practices and institutions. The government has no business, none whatsoever, managing marriage. Just like the government didn't have any business managing enslavement and slavery. Those days are over. And the sooner that this government, the U.S. government, and all the states' governments can emulate more enlightened countries like Germany, South Africa, maybe even Russia, I know Estonia for sure, 14% of Estonians get married. 14% of Estonians believe in God. That's what communism did to them. But they still get involved in domestic situations, and they still have contracts, and they still have babies. It's one of the most peace-loving, economically successful countries in the world. In the world. They have a debt ratio comparable, that's like 6 or 7%. The United States is like 83, 84%. Spain is 120%. They manage their lives.
So you would
the government out of their lives.
So you would support removing government from the equation as far as two people that want to have a loving relationship and live together, regardless of their sex. Whether it's two girls, two guys. So you're for taking the government out of that.
Any religious ceremony, I don't care if it's baptism or circumcision or whatever else. It doesn't matter. I'm tired of subsidizing the divorce courts. I'm tired of subsidizing deadbeat dads. I'm actually tired of subsidizing schools. I don't have children. Why am I supporting other people's children? Why does a welfare mom get to spread her legs and have a fourth baby and make $2,800 a month and get $280 in food stamps and free housing? That's the best cottage industry going. But that's not responsibility. That's warehousing stupidity. And that's breeding a welfare class that never goes away.
So,
if she knew her third child was starving to death, she wouldn't spread her legs so quickly the next time. Okay? That's the cold, hard reality. I'm sorry to bring it up in such crude terms, but if we got a little more crude in this country, we wouldn't be hoodwinking ourselves into thinking we got to save every stupid decision in the world. Now, hang on. This is bigger than you think it is. Because what happens is when two gay people get married, they create another class of people. I'm down at the bottom. I'm the gay single guy. And I get discriminated against two gay guys that get married. And on top of the thing is two straight people that get married. Well, right down next to me is a single straight person that gets married. But I'm at the absolute bottom. I'm the last one to get a decent job. I'm the last one to get a good schedule at work. I get shat on constantly. So, yeah, I'm pissed off. I should not have less rights than any person, regardless of their marital status. That's the true crime, is that these gay guys want to get married and create a whole other class of people that have superiority over the single person. And single people have been discriminated against in this country since day one. If you're single, you're looked down upon. I just got asked today, why aren't you married? Why would I want to get married? I love being single. Being single is the best thing in the world.
That's not bad, is it?
I don't have to listen to anybody telling me what to do. So I got to pay more taxes, and I got to subsidize schools, and I get taxed to hell and back for being single. It's wrong. Level out the playing field by giving everyone the same tax rate, making everyone responsible for their children if they have it. I'm all for free education, but I'm not going to subsidize your divorce. You pay for it. You pay for your marriage. You pay for your child's education.
Well, I don't know of any.
Talk about equality.
I don't know of any situation where a divorce got paid for, but I wish that program was when I went through my divorce.
Because it goes to court, and it uses up valuable time of the court system. And if you can't afford it, then you get that court case heard for free. I'm paying the judge's salary, not the divorced woman of 4 living on welfare. She gets a freebie out of it. It's disgusting.
Well, we got some questions coming in.
All right, but one more thing. The same thing goes with the military. The Human Rights Commission is one of the largest, well-funded gay rights organizations, and all they cared about was the gay guys serving in the military. Nobody should serve in the military. We should just get rid of it. All right? Nobody needs to be in the military. We're the safest, most wonderful country in the world. If everybody was an individual owned a gun in this country, nobody would want to come here, and we'd be fine. We don't need to be fighting wars in other countries. So we'll ban the military and ban marriage. And then we can start talking about being American again. That's a concept. That's a wild dream. That's a crapshoot. But it's a conversation that we need to move more in that direction. Okay, I'll take your questions.
All right, we had a question come in, and this is one of the listeners that came out a little later. But what party do you want to be registered with? I know in the beginning you said either a Democrat or a Republican, but which one do you really want? Which one would be, in your mind, the best fit for your philosophies, where you would have the most impact?
I would absolutely have been a Republican had it not been for their homophobia and their obnoxious moral majority bullshit. I'm a Christian. I don't judge people. But when Christians who call themselves Christians judge me for what I think and feel, that's only my business. And let me emphasize, only my business, as in none of your business, and it's between my God and my relationships with my people. I have a huge problem with that. So if the Republican Party can get over themselves and just completely remove the gay conversation, I would gladly associate myself with Abraham Lincoln's party. The Democrat Party, I feel, is much more corrupt. And I only thought that until I met and talked to Karl Rove. He's a piece of shit. He's ruined the Republican Party and so did that idiot, Jerry Falwell. They hijacked the party and ruined it. It's a wonderful party. And I love the Democratic Party because of people like Jimmy Carter and Barbara Jordan and that wonderful lady in Texas, Ann Richards. And we had a wonderful governor in Oregon.
So you're not a Rick Perry fan?
So no, I love both parties for different reasons. I do think the Republican Party has a better machine, but I don't like Sarah Palin's an idiot. What do you mean Putin's going to raise his head over the Pacific? Who says crap like that? She's a bimbo, and McCain was stupid to pick her. McCain's worked for the government his whole life. If he wants smaller government, quit your government job and hand back all the money you got. And he's the first one to say not to send anyone in the military. He was asked the other day, would you recommend military service for our young people? Emphatically, no. And if he's not going to recommend it, why should I? Now, these big-time Republicans with closing down the government, I don't care who they are, quit your government job. And I guarantee you, all I want as president is minimum wage and to keep my Obamacare benefit, which is Medi-Cal. Okay? I don't want anything else other than free Medicare, because I think everyone deserves that. Make it the most basic, simple that you can get. I was treated like a king the other day in Needles, California when I had an ear infection. And it didn't cost me a dime. And I think that's fair in this country. Considering all the taxes I've paid and all the bullshit I've been through, I can get some eardrops that used to cost me $229. And to get my ear cleaned, it was $280. I can go to the former East Germany in Berlin, get my ears cleaned for $40 and get antibacterial drops for $14. So now I need to get made up. So it's okay, Obamacare is fine. But I'll get $10 an hour or $10.10, whatever the hell it is, and I'll be president. And I'll still give half my money away. You ask Hillary Clinton if she's willing to do that. Obama's the first president I heard that's not willing to donate his salary away. Well, I hate to say what I think about that. Terrible. Right? He doesn't need money any more than I do.
Well, James, thank you so much for coming on the show. On the way out, tell people again how they can get in touch with you on Facebook and your webpage. Give them all the contact information so people can get in touch with you, and if they want to support you and want to support your bid for the presidency, how they can help you out.
Well, all I say, I'm still getting my ducks in line. I'm still trying to do everything legally with the county government down here. Apparently, I broke some rules I wasn't even aware of. I read them in retrospect. So I got to go fess up and get what I get out of that. I hope I'm not a felon, because all I asked people to do was write my name in it as candidate, and I did legally change my name, and I didn't realize it was going to take 6 weeks. So I want to clean up that mess before I move forward and start soliciting and asking for donations. All you have to do is go to my Facebook page, James Girod, Girod, and like me. And if you really like what I say in here, send me a message. I'll try and read every single one. And if I like you and we get along, and believe me, I like everybody. I like murderers, rapists, and terrorists, and everybody that's willing to be forgiven. And I'll forgive you. Right? I want everybody to start with a new day tomorrow. Right? Fresh start. I trust you. Just that simple. And if you're rich and powerful and wonderful, that's even better. I need you too. Just send me a message on Facebook. If we have a mutual meeting of the minds on whatever issue it is, we'll become friends. All right? That's all you really need to do right now. The other thing you can do is go and do Lukewarm Sands and comment there and watch my movies. Like I said, they're unedited.
And that's on YouTube.
Kind of raw data. That's on YouTube.
That's on YouTube.
Luke, Luke space warm, WARM, as in Mary, space Sands, SANDS. And just watch my movies and tell me what you think. Give me honest feedback. I'm going to edit it down, and I'm submitting it to the International Film Festival for January's consideration. So I'm doing 3 things. I have my own business, which I can get into later. I'm making a film about what I'm doing, and I'm running for president. And one of them is going to pay out. I'm a businessman. And I hope all 3 of them do. I promised my mother after she wiped my ass, after I threw myself off a roof. The first day, she wiped my ass. I promised her she'd never have to do that again. The next day, it took me 4 hours to wipe my ass. That was my physical therapy. But when she did it, I promised her, I'm going to make sure that you spend the night in the Lincoln bedroom before I die. And if I'm president, that'll be easy. If someone else is president, it's going to be a little harder to manage. I promise.
It'd be kind of hard to sneak in there.
Everything to me. That's how much I love my mother.
Well, very good.
And
well, James.
That's all. And Mike, I really appreciate you giving me a voice tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Every single person in this world, the smallest child, the oldest man, the richest guy, the poorest, destitute, jailbird, a voice. That's my job, whether I'm president or not. And thank you very much, and thank you to all your listeners out there. And I can say this, because I'm a Christian now, about a month ago. I love you.
Well, thank you, James. Thank you for coming on the show. We'll be looking out for you and checking your progress. Might have you come on again here before the elections. It's in 2 years, so we got time. And we'll get you back on and talk some more once you get things squared away. And
I can say this because I'm American. God bless you. God bless me. God bless everybody on this entire planet. God bless the universe. And God bless the United States of America.
Good deal. That's James Girod, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you here real soon.
All right, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks again. Have a wonderful evening.
You too, sir. Thank you very much. That was James Girod. Santiago Rosa is his legal name now, and he'll be running for President of the United States. Well, that's it for me. Another one in the books. Thanks for joining in tonight. Thank you to Zunity.tv. Our sponsors that help bring the show tonight. Also, thank you to GoToEat24.com for their generous contribution. Also, K&L Consulting. We'll be back Monday Morning Brew, 6 a.m. All of our other shows that we have going on. A lot of shows in the lineup for Armed Radio. Of course, things start out 6 a.m. in the morning. Monday Morning Brew. Noontime on Mondays is Afternoon Bites with Tara and Rick. They'll talk about tattoo-related stuff. And then we got a brand new show. And it just didn't write it down, but we got a brand new show. It's actually Dog's sister will be on, and she'll be on right before Matt Hazley. And they start out, let's see, Matt starts at 9. At 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then 9 p.m. Straight Talk with Matt Hazley on Monday night. And if somebody could poke me with her show number, it's just slipped my mind and I didn't put it down. But she's brand new, hasn't had a show yet, but she will have her show next Monday. She'll be premiering. Tuesday nights, Val Eastma comes on at 7 p.m. Central Standard, followed by the John, Jay, and Mikey Show, the High Five at 10. Will be coming on 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Wednesday nights on the air with Mike Allen. Next week, we have Niall Chavez of Belts of Honorius, and also an old-time listeners coming on, Ryan Lee and Darren from Rifles and Reason will be joining us for that show, so stick around for that one. And Thursday nights, Val comes back on, her time, 7 p.m., and then Straight Talk with Joe Rocks. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's always a fun show to listen to. Then we close things out Friday with Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. He starts out at 10 p.m. Central Standard, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Lynn O Show on Mondays before Matt Hazley's Straight Talk. Lynn O. Thank you, Matt, for poking me with that information. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network. Brought to you in part by Studio 6 Entertainment, Armed Media, and Blackland Sports Entertainment. Till next time, I'm Mike Allen, and this has been On the Air.